I'm going to show you how to use third-party CSS libraries in React. Back to where we left. I have renamed the previous one as styling using third-party library. When it comes to CSS libraries or frameworks, we have many of them. But these are the popular ones. For example, Tailwind CSS, React Bootstrap, Bootstrap itself, Material UI. And since we haven't talked about component, we are not going to use Material UI, likewise React Bootstrap, because these are component based. At the moment, we are going to use Tailwind CSS without the component. For CSS, it came with component. If I click on the component, you're going to see some predefined component that we can use in our project. And again, since we haven't talked about that, let's go ahead and use the HTML and CSS. So for this one, how to use it with React. Click on Get Started. And then under the installation, we have these options. Either the Tailwind CSS CLI or frameworks. If I click on that, over here we have these frameworks that we can use with Tailwind CSS like Next.js, Vite, and others. And we have Create React App over here. And since we haven't talked about component, we're not going to use these frameworks. But instead, we're going to use the CDN. So click on that, and all what we need is to copy this script. So select that, and then back to our React application, let's locate the public, and here below the content here, that is below the body, we're going to place it here as that. Alright, so with this one, we have installed Tailwind CSS. And then let's scroll down, we have some sample code, which is this. So inside the body here, select the H1 here, and now back to our application. In the app.js, instead of using our custom JSX with some styling, remove that and paste the Tailwind CSS. Now this is how we use Tailwind CSS. Text-3XL. This is for the font size. And then the font style, either bold or italic, and then we have the underline. And remember, for class in React, it is called class name. So save it and let's see. And there we go. We have Tailwind CSS classes being applied. If I want to change the color, it's going to be text-red-opacity. For example, 800. Now let's see. And there we go. The class has been applied. At your free time, you can explore Tailwind CSS library. But in case you want a course on Tailwind CSS, then you can let me know. So this is how you can use Tailwind CSS. You can explore the other classes. For example, click on the utility first. This one will show you how to use Tailwind CSS. And let's scroll down here and let's copy this one. And then back to our project. Let's replace with this. And then we have an error here for the image because in React, it is self-closing. Now save it and let's check. As you can see, this is what we have. The image path is wrong. But the good news is that we have Tailwind CSS being applied. And we can use React Bootstrap. And this is component based. For example, if I want to have this kind of accordion here, in my React application, all what I need is to copy this code and use it in my React application. And once again, since we haven't talked about components, let's reserve this. Now, let me show you how to use Bootstrap also. So here, we're going to use the CDN. So we can install it as npm, but since we're getting started, let's move step by step. And over here we have the CDN. All what we need is to copy the CSS link. So copy that, and then back to my application. In the HTML, I'm gonna include it inside the head tag. So here, I'm gonna place it here as that. Now, I have included Bootstrap in my application. So now, let's use some Bootstrap classes. I'm going to comment out this one. That is the Tailwind CSS, and let me have one for Bootstrap. In production, you shouldn't combine two libraries of CSS together. Either you are using Bootstrap or Tailwind CSS, you should stick to one to avoid inconsistency. So here, let me click on the documentations and let me get back to colors. This is customization though, not this one. I want some component to be used. For example, elect. Yeah, this one. So here, if I want to have something like this, then I'm gonna copy this code. So here, copy everything from here and then paste it here and change all classes to class names as class name. Alright, so let's see. And there we go. We have integrated Bootstrap also into our application. And again, in case you want a course on Bootstrap also, then you can let me know.